Discipline, determination. For the students at the Indiana Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy, these tenets are the keys to their success. And for their coach, it's been the key to his survival.
It's a huge part of my life. You know, I can look within and see how it's helped me, and I know for a fact that it can help anybody. If it weren't for the discipline of the martial arts, I never would have opened my own school, and I wouldn't have had the discipline to keep it open and to make those sacrifices. And that also kind of spills over into what I teach my students, and I'm able to kind of help change their lives and to go, well, look, you know, I know you're shy and I know you're out of shape, but here's where I was and this is where I came from.
Clingerman enrolled in martial arts as a child to help overcome his anxiety, and it worked. By the time he was 18, he was training with and competing against the top in the nation.
It was one of those things where the want kind of, you know, overpowered the fear, I guess. It was kind of an athletic outlet that I had never had before. Even when I wasn't at the academy training, like I was at home taking notes and watching videos. Like, you know, back then there was no YouTube. There was not really even an internet, you know, and there was a couple VHS tapes, like 2 of them. And, you know, I just watched those and literally be on the ground in my living room just trying to mimic the moves. And really, I was training probably 6 days a week. At that point, I understood that when you want something, you have to work for it. So I really fell in love with the competition. It was one-on-one. It wasn't a team sport. You know, if I won, it was because of my hard work. If I lost, it was because of my lack of ability. And it was all on me.
His hard work paid off. In 1999, Clingerman went undefeated, winning the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Nationals and earning an invitation to the World Championships. But he was about to face the fight of his life, not on a red mat, but at a red light.
Half a mile from our apartment, looked like somebody waved at me. So, you know, I looked, and there was a guy in the passenger seat of a car just, you know, flipping me off, cussing me out, just acting insane. And, you know, I was like, okay, drunk guys, you know, Sunday night, 8:30, a little early, but you know, no big deal. You know, I wasn't worried about it. The car kind of came back, and as the car came back, he pulled a silver 9mm, and before I could even hit the gas, I was shot.
The bullet entered Clingerman's head with such a force that he was thrown into the passenger seat and rendered instantly blind and deaf.
My first thought right off the bat is, I'm gonna die. Like, there's no way I'm gonna live through this. I could have bullets whizzing by me. I could have, you know, this guy could be getting out of his car, approaching me. So I literally hit the gas and just kept my head down, and I drove blind for a block or two, just honking my horn. And then at one point I actually hit another car, just kind of clipped the back of it. And once that happened, I was like, okay, so, you know, I've gotten some attention at least. And just while sitting there waiting for the ambulance, I started doing math problems in my head. I started going over jiu-jitsu moves, like just trying to access different things in my brain, you know, go addresses, telephone numbers. You know, again, I didn't know exactly where the bullet hit. I was, you know, this whole side of my face felt like it just exploded. I had no idea what I looked like or where, you know, how bad the damage was.
The bullet shattered his cheekbone, blinded his left eye, but left him alive, missing his carotid artery by a mere centimeter. To Clingerman, however, his survival was anything but chance.
Jiu-jitsu saved my life, like literally training. And you know, you have to stay level-headed and think your way out of things. You have to find the proper route, the proper timing, the proper technique. And sometimes you're choked half unconscious when you're trying to make these choices, or you're in so much pain that you want to give up. But you know, a situation like that, you can't give up. Like there's no tapping out and everything's better, you know? So that whole process of split-second decision-making under high pressure, I could have laid there and just bled out, but you know, I didn't. So just being able to really stay calm and think my way through it, you know, I attribute that 100% to jiu-jitsu.
And it not only helped him survive, it helped him to recover. In between multiple reconstructive surgeries, Clingerman stayed close to the studio.
The emotional aspect of the whole thing was pretty severe. I mean, you know, you got shot in the head, you're blind, you're partially deaf, like you have all these physical limitations that you've never had before, and you know, you can't really do the one thing you've always loved. But at the same time, I could see where I was going to be able to do it again. While I was injured and not able to train it all myself, I was still able to get in there and kind of teach. I was like, oh, like I can actually explain, you know, what I'm doing and why it works. And it really changed my path, you know, from, you know, wanting to be a mixed martial arts competitor to being a teacher. A lot of my students actually don't know, you know, like they'll get hurt or something and I can always just almost throw it in their face jokingly like, oh yeah, your knee hurts? Yeah, I got shot in the face. So shut up and train, you know. I've always got the one-up injury story, so you know, don't come at me with your excuses. Like when you watch these guys come in and they have no idea how to defend themselves, or they're scared to be in a group, and then you know, then they're the next guy going out there winning all these tournaments. It's nice to see and go, man, you know, that I changed that guy. You know, I look at that and I'm very, very fortunate as far as what has happened and what I'm still able to do. You know, I get to teach Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing and stuff for a living. You know, I run a school and I have people around me that I love every single day. And, you know, my path would probably not be the same if it weren't for that. My wife always says, you know, getting shot, like it really kind of showed us that, you know, any day can be your last day. So you just have to kind of live your life and, you know, live it to the fullest.